Hi everybody, welcome to our last night of Chanukah. So we got the whole family here to light one last time for the season.
Go for it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavotenu bayamim hahem b'azman hazeh ma'osur yeshuati lechana eleshabeach tikon betefilati B'sham toda nezabeach leitachin matbeach mitzoham nabeach az egmor b'shir mizmor Chanukah tamizbeach az egmor b'shir mizmor Chanukah tamizbeach. And I hear you have a story for us.
I do have a story.
All right.
It is one of my favorites. Its origins, I believe, are from the Ethiopian traditions, and it is the story of a queen who had 3 children and was trying to decide which one would be best to take over after she was gone. And there was a little shack in the middle of the palace. And what she said when she brought her children together was, whoever can fill this shack the most fully is most worthy of the crown. So the first child, the eldest son, was strong and brave. And so each child was to have a week to fill the shack. So he starts hauling in rocks from all over the palace grounds. Big rocks, stacking one on top of another. And when all of the big rocks had been used, grabbed small stones and started pushing them into the cracks, and then pebbles and tiny, tiny little pieces of stone into every little space that he could find. At the end of the week, he was done, and the king and the queen and his brother and sister and everyone came to look. And the queen looked and said, "You've done a really remarkable job. You may become the next to rule." And then the servants cleared out the shack, and the middle child started his job. Now this child was smart and quick, and he had saw what his brother did and had a different idea. He went to the royal chicken coop and started grabbing feathers. And when the entire shack was filled with feathers, he jumped in to push them down so he could fit in even more feathers. At the end of the week, the queen and his brother and sister and everyone came to look, and the queen took a look and said, "You've done a wonderful job. You might be chosen to rule next." Well, after this was the queen's daughter. Now, the queen's daughter was much, much younger than her 2 brothers. And her brother said, "She's too young. She doesn't understand what's going on. How can she possibly fill this room? And how can she possibly be the queen?" Well, the queen looked at her sons and said, "You both had your chance, and so will she." And so the first day, nothing happened. The little princess didn't bring anything into the shack. And the second day, and the third, and the fourth, and still nothing. The shack was empty as it was when the servants emptied it after the middle brother's job was done. the brothers started to point out to everyone that the princess was not up to the task. They said, "See, she's making fun of this whole thing. She can't do this. How could she possibly rule?" And another day passed, and another day passed, until it was the last day. And the last few minutes of the day, the light was draining from the sky, and the queen came to see what her daughter had done. And just before the queen entered into the shack, her daughter ran underneath her arms and into the shack. And everyone crowded around and could see that it was only the princess standing alone in this empty shack. And then the princess reached into her robes and pulled out a candle and a flint. And she lit the candle, and she held it up. And when she did, light filled the entire shack. And the queen and the princes and everyone saw what she had done. And the queen said, "I see that you have given this a lot of thought. You have put time and care into this. And I am very glad to know that you will take over after me, and you will be a kind and considerate and wise ruler." For the last 7 nights, we've been bringing more and more light into the world at a time when we need it most, not only because of the challenges and the trials that we are facing as people, as a country, as a world, but because the nights are dark and the nights are cold, and we need some of that warmth, we need that glow. And even though after tonight we won't be lighting Hanukkah candles for another year, I hope that some of the light and the warmth that you have been able to enjoy and share and spread yourselves this year, you will carry with you and take with you into the world until the warmth returns and we are all together and safe and sound again. Happy Hanukkah, everyone.